Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me once again. Pleasure to have you guys with me once more, and we are actually going more in depth right now with Diablo 4. So, Blizzard has just finished with their BlizzCon 2021, and I personally did like it. I hope you guys did too. In case you didn't get the opportunity to kind of go through with it, just take a look around and see all the new things that they have to offer when it comes to Blizzard 4. I'm going to do my best to kind of go around and kind of summarize everything. I do like the fact that some of these things that I was hoping they're going to add, they did add, which is absolutely fantastic to see. I'm going to go through a few of these things, leave also links to the description below so you guys can take a look at what I'm talking about at the same time. So this is Diablo 4, and they did go, like I said, more in depth with the new character that's coming out. Yes, in case you guys didn't hear about it, which if you guys are here, you obviously did hear about the new class introduced. I'm talking about the rogue. So before I get into that, there's a lot of information here. And like I said, I'm going to go through a few of these things here and try to see what we can kind of uncover by kind of reading through the lines. So take a look at the rogue, guys. Now tell me that didn't just send chills up your spine. That is incredible. The reason why I'm stopping it here is obviously because we're going to go through a lot more details, and the rogue is the main thing in this Diablo 4. There are other things that we're going to cover, but the rogue is the main thing. So there's a lot of things to go through. So first of all, the customization. If you look at um, the deep dive that they did, you can actually customize the rogue to your liking, physically and with the spells. And I'll show you what I mean.
Your own, or if your fantasy of the rogue is a more traditional RPG outlaw, you're definitely able to create that and put on your kind of hood and half mask and be more of a shadowy character.
Yeah, and the character customization, you kind of mentioned it, being able to craft that, that the class of your dreams or your nightmares. It was a feature that I was honestly super nervous about when we started because we never had this in a Diablo game. But seeing where it is now, it's one of those things that like I'm super excited about.
So as you guys can see, physically you can really make the rogue your own. You can do a lot of customization from the clothes to the scars to tattoos and everything. And if that's not enough, you can actually imbue your weapons with different magical spells or mainly shadow in this case. You can actually use poisons similar to World of Warcraft that you would. And the best part is, it does affect your spells. So when we saw right above, when you saw the rogue jump off her mount and throw a rain of arrow in the air that came down and completely annihilated all the mobs. Well, if you put poison or cold or whatever on your daggers, it does also affect your spells. Sorry, on your arrow, it does also affect your spell. So you're gonna see a rain of fire full of poison or frost or shadow or whatever, which is insane. I absolutely love that. If you actually take a look a little bit on the spells that the rogue has, it's absolute nonsense. I mean, I spoke about the rain of arrows. You have uh, the that epic dash that just leaps forward and just slices the enemy. You have Shadow Step directly from World of Warcraft. You even have a spell that can actually just take them into the shadows and, like, say, a handful of mobs. You completely kill them off. You come back to the regular sanctuary and you finish off the rest. I believe it's over
Shadow
here.
Imbue. Just the ability to take any sort of attack and kind of mix and match with those imbues.
That kind of clicked for me that I could take any
Actually, that's the imbuing that I was talking about before.
ability and imbue it with either of those elements. Rain of arrows with frost and rain of arrows with acid is completely different, right? Like you're essentially freezing the battlefield, and then I
That
just
is
love
so
poison
wicked.
imbue because
That is so wicked. And let's take a look at the spells. I believe it was about here.
without it feels kind of effortless, and almost sometimes a little unfair. It's like when I go into Shadow Realm and I'm dashing, I'm like, am I cheating? Did I just break the game?
And we'll hear more about PvP in a little bit, but I just couldn't
So
go
they
with.
did mention it here. I'm not going to spend the whole video going through all these spells. Guys, take a look at it if you want to go more in depth. The skills are fantastic. They did such an amazing job. You guys can obviously see the quality of the work at the same time. And it really brings you back to Diablo 2 with a lot of interesting elements from Diablo 3, like really what was nice about it, right? Not the downfalls of it, like really the good parts of Diablo 3 mixed in with the Diablo 2, and really one of those epic characters right from the original Diablo 1. I love it. What else? The open world concept. So further down on, there you go. Further down, they will start talking about open world and how much larger it is. So there's a lot of things that they were able to create from that. First of all, mounts. And this is nothing new. We've heard of it. Among those things, there are different types of mounts. So there's not one specific kind. You can actually go and get different mounts. You can customize them. Example, you can really make it your own. You can change their shoes and make them go faster. A lot more, customization when it comes to your horse. This is actually something that I mentioned that I wish they would do when I made my video for Diablo 4 and how to make it great. And I'm so happy that they actually did think about it. It's so amazing. One thing that I love and I found it very unique, and what an interesting idea. So I had seen this and I really didn't know what to think of it. But actually going through the video, they did explain it. So what it is so as you're fighting, uh, the whole storyline is that after Diablo 3, a lot of people did end up getting killed because of the events of Diablo 3. And some of these cities, villages, whatnot, like they got run over by demons, undead, skeletons, and they're no longer there. So when you're going there, when you're questing, and when you defeat these mobs, you kind of take back that land. You bring back that city, creates a new waypoint for you, brings back villagers, vendors, um, what else? Quests, dungeons. So you essentially create your own city from nothing. What a wonderful idea that was. And it really makes you feel a part that like you are doing something. It is something relevant. So your work is paying off because you're actually creating something out of it. So that part is amazing enough, enough as it is. I can't speak. I'm so excited. But you can actually also go and find your like different paths to uncover and really get new challenges just by exploring the environment. So it's not only back and forth, left and right. You can actually go vertically and horizontally at the same time, or horizontally, yeah, fine. Um, you can jump over cliffs to really go to different locations. Things that you couldn't really do before, right? Well, now with the Diablo 4, you can. And this brings me also to the PvP. So the PvP I have a little bit mixed feelings. So the good thing that I like about is that it is optional. And although I really love PvP when it comes to, I would say almost every game, I would say, the one thing is that it does seem like a little bit too competitive. And let me explain why I'm saying that. So, yes, it's optional. You do get some type of currency that you can use for gear and even horses, which is amazing, right? There's a trade off. For you Diablo 2 fans, when you kill someone, you get their ear with their name as proof that you did kill this person. And the reason why I think it's a little bit too much in this case, and they've even said it themselves, you'll either love it or hate it. There's like nothing in between. So the main reason here is that you do have the option to just go there and kill mobs and still get that currency, which is great. But other players can come there, kill you, and take all your currency, which obviously it's PvP. Now, the stronger you get, the more currency you get. Even if you're trying to avoid everybody else, you kind of get like a bounty on your head, which is a great idea, but that means like you just worked your butt off to get X amount of shards, right? This is what they call them, shards of hatred, I believe. So you're working your butt off to get these shards, and right when you said, "Well, you know what? Great, that's it. I can return back, hand them in for something else." Here comes this random Joe Blow, kills you, takes all your shards. So a little bit unfair there, but I mean, hey, it is PvP, so it is fair game, and absolutely get that. I just don't like that bounty. I just I just don't like that bounty. That idea for me, I think, is a little bit too much. But that being said, if you do survive it, you get a huge bonus. So you do have an incentive to go there and try it out. Now, although I don't really think it was the best idea, yeah, I will definitely try it. I mean, it does seem like something I would do. I've always been a huge PvP player. And I talked about imbuing your weapons. Well, there's some other things that have come back or are going to come back. So obviously we're gonna have our talents, we're gonna have our skills, we're gonna have our runes at the same time. So when I was going through the Diablo Immortal, sorry, what I was saying is it almost feels like some type of a trial run to see if people will actually like different methods of utilizing loot and spells when it comes to Diablo 4. So they did bring back runes in Diablo Immortal. And here it is again. Something tells me that the legendaries are going to be very similar to what we currently have in Diablo Immortal. So if you guys are not sure exactly how that is and how the legendaries are going to be there, I suggest you take a look at my previous video when it comes to the Diablo Immortal game. I'm going to leave a link to that as well. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do something similar to that. It wouldn't make sense after pushing more randomization when it comes to legendaries to go back to the Diablo 3 way of doing it, where essentially it was just legendaries galore. Every single time you kill a mob, there's legendaries. So I do like the idea of how they're going to do this. I mean, legendaries have always been something that you have to work hard to get, and not just handed to you on a silver platter. So there's a lot of information here, a lot of things that you guys can go and take a look at yourselves. Um, I'm excited. I really am. I was excited before. I'm even more excited now. So I'm going to be following this as closely as I can for additional news. Tell me what you guys think. So went over some information at the same time, a little bit of my thoughts at the same time. Nobody has to agree with them, but these are still my thoughts. And tell me what you guys think. Do you agree with me, yes or not? Anything else that you guys might want to see on Diablo 4? Uh, for sure, I'm going to make more videos on what I expect and what I would like to see until they come up with another update. And until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like it if you liked it, subscribe for additional content, and till then, peace.